we're fact checking the article. So under regime, let's move to regime change and intervention. So Obama's administration was a hub of destabilization, I wrote. Honduras, 2009, the U.S. And let me preface this section by saying these are the people that still using words like democracy is so important and we're facing fascism at home and you know paint this narrative that the United States and therefore they themselves as leaders are defending democracy all over the world, and the facts say something different. So Honduras 2009, the U.S. supported a coup that ousted a democratically elected president, plunging the country into political chaos. It was also political assassinations. I remember this one prominent indigenous activist female. I can't remember her name right now, but she was targeted and killed. Then Hillary Clinton in Obama State Department later press conference talking about Honduras was open for business. You know, this is after a right-wing military coup overthrows the country. Then we got Libya in 2011 under NATO's banner. And last I checked, Libya is not the Soviet Union, is not Russia, and isn't in Europe. And has nothing to do, this operation had nothing to do with self-defense. But under NATO's banner, Obama authorized an intervention that destroyed one of Africa's most prosperous nations. Today, Libya is a failed state where open-air slave markets sell phenotypically Black Africans, an atrocity Obama has never forcefully condemned, even as a private citizen. Okay. Then we go to Syria. The U.S. maintained an illegal military presence without the Syrian government's consent, fueling a proxy war that devastated the country. And then in Iraq, despite the Iraqi parliament's calls for U.S. withdrawal, Obama maintained a true presence, undermining Iraqi sovereignty. Fact check that.
Absolutely. Let's break it down and fact check each of these points. Honduras, 2009, U.S. role in the coup. In 2009, the Honduran military ousted President Manuel Zelaya. While the U.S. did not openly support the coup, it was criticized for not taking stronger actions to restore Zelaya to power. The U.S. did continue aid to Honduras and later recognized the subsequent elections, which many saw as legitimizing the post-coup government. The assassination of activists like Berta Cáceres, a prominent indigenous and environmental activist, is a tragic example of the instability that followed the coup. Libya, 2011, NATO intervention. The intervention in Libya was indeed conducted under NATO's banner, and the U.S. played a significant role. The stated goal was to prevent mass atrocities by Muammar Gaddafi's regime. However, after Gaddafi's fall, Libya descended into chaos and became a failed state. Reports of slave markets and human trafficking in Libya have been confirmed by international organizations. Obama later expressed that the lack of planning for Libya's aftermath was one of his biggest regrets of his presidency. The U.S. involvement, the U.S. did maintain a military presence in Syria, primarily aimed at combating ISIS. However, this presence was not authorized by the Syrian government, making it a point of contention in terms of international law and sovereignty. Syrian conflict is complex, get multiple international actors involved, but the U.S. role has been criticized for contributing to the ongoing conflict. In Iraq, troop presence, while Obama did oversee the withdrawal of most U.S. troops from Iraq in 2011, some troops remained, especially as ISIS gained power in subsequent years. The Iraqi parliament did call for the withdrawal of foreign troops at various points, and the continued presence of U.S. forces has been a point of controversy regarding Iraqi sovereignty.